Okay, we're live. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 20th, 2022 regular village board meeting. If you'd please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, Trustee Ganley is absent tonight, let the record show. And I cannot put these minutes in because I was absent the last meeting, so if someone wants to do that.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes of September 6th.
I'll second that.
Yes.
All right, very good. And I see we have a guest in the audience. If you would like to speak, now is the time to come up to the podium and introduce yourself, please.
My name is Al Visconti. I live at 5 North Clement Avenue, and I heard today that the small patch of land that is behind my property that borders, I believe it's Meadow, is going to be transferred, sold to my neighbor in the back, Jamie Hoteling. And first of all, is that true?
Yes.
Okay, and I guess I want to know, was there any notice given to anybody about, because I had requested interest in that property years ago.
We're aware of that, but why don't you finish what you need to address the board as, and then I'll answer the legalities of what's going on. So go ahead, tell me what
Well,
else.
yeah, I guess the back of that property goes out to Meadow, or Clifford, and my property borders that. It's a very small patch of land that I've used to gain access to the back of my property. And so if it is being sold, then I will not be able to use that.
Okay, what else?
So, well, I'd like to know, I've expressed interest in purchasing that land myself years ago, and nothing has ever happened. I've never been told anything on that, and I'd like to know why all of a sudden this is happening now.
Well, unfortunately, it's not all of a sudden, and I personally handled that matter for the village when it was going to be put out for invitation to bid, and we're aware that you were one, and there were people that resided on Main Street who were the other, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, it never was put up to bid by the prior administration. What happened is Randy Hoteling and his wife bought a house from people called Sindoni,
Right.
and they then erected a garage. They received a series of letters from my office, and then subsequent to that, a series of letters from attorney number 2 and attorney number 3. Now, Mrs. Hoteling is a legal secretary, and she turned those letters over, and they all were responded to by the law firm that she worked for. In the meantime, time went by, and by that I mean over 20 years, and the administration did nothing to remedy the situation by removing the adverse possession or starting an action against the Hotelings, what's called to quiet title. Now, the village had actual notice of a squatter on village's property. By taking no action, the occupation of the property ripened into an adverse possession claim because it was on actual notice to the village. Unfortunately, this administration was saddled with that problem and wanted to confront it and resolve it one way or the other. They solicited my legal advice, and I told them that if you commenced an action to quiet title at this juncture, you would lose. You would incur legal expenses of between $5,000 and $10,000, and potentially court costs as well. The people that own the property adjacent to this small tract of land are well versed in law. Having said that, I was asked to negotiate a settlement of the dispute. Finally, after more than 20 years, I was requested to get a resolution to dispute. The resolution is advantageous to the village. It will be resolved. based upon my advice, for the terms offered by the hoteling, and the transaction will be completed. Unfortunately, to put this out for an invitation to bid will do nothing but expose the village of Ravena to legal action. It is unfortunate indeed, because I actually had the invitation to bid drawn up. And you know this, because we spoke about this several decades ago. The time has passed. The water has run down the river. It's too late. The village, by its inaction, prior administrations, have caused the hotel's claim to ripen. This is an advantageous resolution for the village, and on my advice will be taken.
Now, when you say that no action was taken,
Proper action wasn't taken, Al, that's correct. But other than debating during the village board meeting that, you can certainly have a consultation with a lawyer of your choice who can contact me, and I will tell him the legalities of it, and then he can explain it to you. But I'm not...
When you say a quiet title-
Legal advice tonight.
when you say quiet title, what exactly is that? Is that quit claims?
They had 10 years in which to remove the adverse possession or start an action to quiet title. If the 10 years comes and goes with actual notice, you are barred by the statute of limitations from doing anything about it. This village would lose. On a motion for summary judgment, would lose. You know why? They have letters from 3 different lawyers that the prior administration hired. Actual notice? I guess they did. They hired 3 different counselors to try and address the question, but did so without proper direction. It's done now. It's done.
And then how come I was never notified about any of this?
Notified in what we're at. Again, I'm not going to give you legal advice. You can go and consult whatever counsel you
Then let me
want.
address this to the mayor then. Why was I not given notice
I
of
can
it?
answer that. I'm here as village attorney, and I'm telling you, that's not a question we're going to respond to tonight. Suffice it to say that in my opinion, you're not entitled to any notice. Why do you think you are than anyone else? You were on notice the shed was there. You were on notice that there was a dispute from hoteling and the village.
And I've made my concerns about the shed.
Yeah, unfortunately.
back in
the
1986.
Didn't act on those concerns. So that's the end of it. Unless you have any other question, you gotta, if you feel somehow aggrieved by this, feel free to consult with counsel. This is a resolution that is extremely favorable to the village due to the actions of prior administration, period.
So things are done behind closed doors and...
No.
Yeah, you just told me that.
I take offense at that slur.
It's not a slur, sir.
It is too.
I'm just telling you the way I see it, okay?
And I'm telling you, your vision is dimmed. Have anything else you want to add to this conversation?
I guess I'm not allowed to, so...
Al, I'd just like to say that I had to correct the sins of the past and keep the village protected. That's my job. And because of the nature, like our counselor explained, there was no other option. If I took another course, if this board took another course, we would expose the village to
So
liability.
what part of back there is being sold to hotelings? From where my property line is, exactly where, what is being...
We have the survey. It's off the top of my head how big it is, it's a very small,
Right, I know it is.
yeah, it's just that one section,
Right,
and we retain a right of way for our water line underneath it in perpetuity.
right,
It's 2,500 square feet. So,
2,500.
Yeah, that is slow, or small.
Anything else?
I'm trying to figure this out, okay? I just found out about this today. You know, I mean,
I tried to explain it to you, there is really nothing to figure out. This administration found themselves in a bind, and the owners of the property were gonna start an action to quiet title. There's no reason that these folks, nor you as a taxpayer, should incur $5,000 to $10,000 in superfluous legal fees. You pay enough now to run this village.
I'll agree to that.
Thank you. Anything else?
I'm just very upset that this kind of action gets taken.
It's noted. It's noted.
So basically, I'm not allowed to talk.
Did
So-
you got anything else to say that's productive.
Every time I do, you cut me off, Mike, come on.
We don't want
So-
to cut anybody off.
No, if you have anything else to add, now's the time, for sure.
Yeah, I first contacted the village back in 1986 about this.
Thank you, there's your date, that's absolutely fitting in with what I just told you. You
Okay.
understand that how many years that is ago?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And what I was told is that the village was not interested in getting rid of that piece of property. I'm talking about the right-of-way, from the back of my property going out to the road, to the paved road. Okay, and I've used that road probably every year to go back and forth into my property, to bring supplies in. Okay, I have maintained a portion of that. I've tried to respect Mr. Hoteling's driveway area and not go on to that or to go across his lawn. He, in turn, put up a tree. So I had to go around it. And then, all of a sudden, I hear today that this is being done. I mean, I had said in previous letters that I had sent to the administration, and because of the administration, past administration's faults, I don't feel that I should be suffering. I'm a taxpayer, I've lived here for 40 years, and yet now it's like, no matter what, I can't do anything about it, or not here. Yeah, maybe I will have to consult an attorney, because I did talk to an attorney back when I was on the planning board, Mr. Breck, who informed me that, you can't have a quick claims deed or that kind of a transfer over on municipal property.
Okay, so now that he's indicated he spoke with counsel, I'm directing this board to answer no further questions, because there may be potential litigation here. He could speak again for a finite period of time that you think is proper, and after that, you move on with your business. That is what I'm directing the board to do.
So is that it then?
If you have anything else to add,
I-
now's the time.
Like I said, every time I say something, it's apparently the wrong thing. So. I would like to know where these property lines are going to be.
There's a map.
I think I have a right to,
No, we're not disclosing anything further, Mr. Visconti. You've indicated you've consulted with counsel and you've asked some legal questions. I'm directing the board not to be responding to this. Okay, this will all be a matter of public record, and you certainly can have counsel procure that for you.
wow. I guess maybe then you will hear from an attorney then.
Okay, what's the next part of business?
Okay, we are, Caitlin, was your person coming or no?
Nope.
All right. And moving on. Caitlin, you have to go, so we're going to do this resolution now. And I will read it. Resolution by the Village Board, Village of Ravena, Albany County, at a regular meeting of the Village Board of the Village of Ravena held at Village Hall, 15 Mountain Road, Ravena, New York, and on the 20th of September, 2022. The following resolution is offered by trustee
Mueller, myself, yes.
Linda Muller and seconded by trustee
Probably.
Appleby. Said resolution was after moved for its adoption. Whereas Randy J. Hoteling and Tracy D. Hoteling own a parcel of land adjacent to and lying northerly and contiguous with a parcel of land approximately 2,500 square feet lying at the easterly end of Meadow Street. And whereas it appears that said parcel of land at the end of said Meadow Street and designated on such a street on a map of the Willis Edition filed on April 8, 1912, in the Albany County Clerk's Office was never used by the town of Queens nor the village of Ravena thereafter. And whereas said parcel of land is an extraneous parcel of land and lying at the easterly end of said Meadow Street, and whereas said hoteling desires obtaining a quick claim title to said parcel subject to any easement to the village of Ravena for a certain stormwater sewer pipeline located thereon, and whereas it appears that said parcel of land is not required for any public use other than as stated above. Now therefore be it resolved that title to said parcel of land lying on the easterly end of Meadow Street in the village of Ravena and being approximately 50 feet wide and 50 feet deep be conveyed to said Randy J. Hoteling and Tracy D. Hoteling, his wife, for the consideration of $500 to be paid upon the adoption of this resolution, said conveyance to be made subject to a reservation of an easement and right-of-way to the village of Ravena with the right to enter upon any part of said premises to repair, maintain, replace, or otherwise service said village stormwater sewer pipeline located thereon. And be it further resolved that the Honorable William J. Mizraca Jr., Mayor of the Village of Ravena, is hereby authorized to execute such a quitclaim deed and any other necessary documents in the corporate name of the village pursuant to this resolution and to deliver it to said Randy J. Hoteling and Tracy D. Hoteling, his wife, as aforesaid. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption. Members present tonight, all except for Joseph Ganley. And starting with Nancy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes. Yes.
Caitlin? And I myself vote yes. Joe Ganley is absent.
Okay, so to add to this, and I don't know why Mr. Visconti left, it's important for the village board to know that in addition to resolving the claim to title and protecting you from any litigation instigated by the Hotelings, and Mr. Visconti told you the date that all of this started, okay? 14 and 22 is 36 years. We're also going to help resolve the problem with the Freeze's Bakery turnaround. The Hotelings, as part of this overall universal resolution, have already purchased at sale the lot that is lying east of the road that wraps around Freeze's Bakery. They are going to transfer to Tom Freeze, through my office, half of that parcel as a parking lot, so he could remove his trucks from that turnaround, that pass-through on the land he owns, and make it safer for all of his patrons who come to his restaurant, all of which we are very familiar with, to pass and repass from Clifford Street and Meadow Street through his land that he still owns. This grant of a fee title by the Hotelings to Mr. Freeze has been agreed upon in my office by both Mr. Freeze and the Hotelings. So in addition to resolving potential litigation exposure to this board, we are also going to promote further safety by the following, the conveyance that I've just described to you. And I want this board and the public to understand that this resolution has a more universal effect. Is there any questions before I depart?
I think you answered it quite succinctly, and I thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? And I bid you good night for the rest of your perfunctory work.
Very well. There'll be 10 cents for that word left in here.
Do we assume, though, we'll be going to planning board for a subdivision to get all that done?
And yes, well, not for this conveyance. We
No.
have to go for a minor subdivision before your planning board for that lot. I think it's called Lot 21 in the tax map that they bought. And I'm encouraging Tom, because he owns 3 parcels of land, to merge all of his 3 into one. Also, it's be more cost effective and for insurance purposes. So all of this, as I said, it's going to have a universal effect. And clear up a problem that's existed for more than 8 decades, because when I was a little boy, we used to pass through there before there was even stone and gravel on the mud. And some of our elder members will remember that. Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank
Too
you.
bad that it wasn't done in a more timely
Correct.
manner.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't be in this predicament.
This administration's working with what we have, so,
Exactly.
and we did the right thing. Okay, we gonna let that slide?
Yeah, yep.
Do you have anything you want to add, Caleb? We'll let you go first, because I know you have to go.
Just the Brews, Bites, and Bands on October 8th. It is an adult event, 21 and over, for if you want to enter the beer garden. The outside, the music will be in the beer garden, but it'll be, the beer garden is going to be the basketball and tennis courts. But you will be allowed to bring chairs and sit outside of the basketball courts if you are under 21. Food will be outside of the basketball court, so the music and the food is still accessible to the public. But if you want to purchase alcohol, you have to be 21 to enter the beer garden. But we have 3 great local, this is really truly a labor of local love. There are 3 bands who are all local members. All of the food is local, the organizers are local, so it's kind of cool to see what we're gonna throw in our backyard and, you know, hopefully start competing with some of our neighboring municipalities in terms of events like that. So October 8th, from 4 to 9 p.m. at Mosier Park.
And this is our first adult
Yep.
only, well, not adult only, but adult, geared to adult event.
Yes, yeah, I feel like we do a lot for the kids and the youth, and, you know, it's time to do something for the grown-ups, so.
Thank
It's
you.
a nice October festish
Yep, and then I
type
will
of event.
lead
And all
right
the
into-
information is on, we've got some information on the Friendship Festival page. It's on the, it'll be on the village page also.
Also on the Rail to River page,
Excellent.
so. And I do have to excuse myself, I have my son's open house that I have to attend.
Very
So,
good.
Thank you, sorry.
And just to be clear, you're okay with the new COVID protocol, Caitlin, right? When we discuss that?
Yeah. Yes, I'm very well versed in the COVID protocol.
All
As a
right.
teacher,
Day
you
of my life.
So, the winner of the t-shirt contest, we'll see if we can get her back here another time. And we've approved the minutes. Something I wanted to address, and just to let everyone know and put it on the record, the water and sewer billings for the village were mailed on 9/7/22. And even though we had talked about a public hearing, had a public hearing, posted the public hearing in 10 locations throughout the village and in 2 newspaper publications and the village Facebook page and the website, there was still a lot of people that were taken by surprise. They didn't know. And I'm not, normally, we would put the price increase in your previous bill, so you would have that 6 months to know what's going on, but because of the timeline, when we were forced to raise this, we couldn't get it into that mailing. It happened afterwards. So that was the only avenue we didn't explore for letting people know. It is $50 increase for the sewer only per 6 months, per unit. So if you have a multifamily house, well, you'll see a larger bill. But for the average person, it's $50 every 6 months. $100 a year, which is, I don't know, 30 cents a day. I'm not sure what it breaks down to, but it's a small increase, and I'm not being trivial with that, but compared to the operating costs, the town increased our bills, and if people don't know how this works, the town bills the village for sewage. We're responsible for 60% of the operating costs of that sewer plant. It's an old agreement, one that will be brought up again. Is it 70? Yeah, 75. 75%, and that was based on certain figures of usage. We're gonna be talking about that at a later time, but So we receive these bills, we have to pay them with what we collect, and we were simply, because of the overrun in spending at the sewer plant, we didn't have the money in the budget to handle this. I don't know if that overbilling is going to continue, or if it's been reined in, I'm not sure, but there's where your increase came from. Just wanted to put it out there, let everybody know how it was done, why it was done, and that that's the way we proceeded. I don't know if anyone has anything to add to
Well,
that.
Two things. One, just to reiterate, 2 points there. It's not the water that went up, it's the sewer, because I have heard comments, well, we can't use our sprinklers, why did our bill go up? That's not the portion of the bill that went up. So just to make sure everybody really, really understands that. And point two of what the mayor said was, it was due to the village not having enough money to pay the town bills. Let it be said, not because of poor village fiscal planning. We have an agreement of how much we are to pay per year, and if there is an excess overage that has not been spent, we then get a credit for the following year. We were trucking along with a decent-sized credit to our account, and in the last few months of the year, spending went wild. So, of which none of that spending was discussed with us, even though we pay 75%. So just to be clear, it did not have anything to do with poor fiscal planning on the village part.
Excellent point.
Well said.
Okay, let's see. Got a building department report, and I have August. I have August, because we're not done with September yet, even though it feels like it. And we'll put them into the minutes. And, interesting to note, year-to-date estimated construction costs, just within the village, $301,894, which is a good barometer of the, the growth and the upkeep that people are investing into the community. I also have the firehouse fundraising report. We'll also put that, and this is for the host company, not the fire department. That's their own thing, but they give us a report just so we know what they're doing. They've done the car washes, steak dinners. They've been being very active, and we thank them for their service. Okay, so and as far as, we haven't updated our COVID protocol in a while. It kind of got quiet, and then all of a sudden school got back in, and boom, we're starting to have some issues around the country. So I'm gonna make a motion that we follow New York State's guidelines when it comes to exposure and masking up and when you can return to work. I think that rather than try and reinvent the wheel, we'll go with what the state is doing at the time. And then if it's a fluid thing, if things change, we'll revisit it again with the new year. But if everyone's in agreement with that, Caitlin had expressed her okay.
I'll second that.
Yeah, yeah.
That way we don't have to keep updating all the time. We will just follow whatever's in place for the state.
Yeah, and if they do anything wacky, like New York State is prone to do, we can make changes as it goes. All right. I also have I have a letter of resignation dated September 19th, and it reads, Dear Mayor Miserock and Board of Trustees, I am writing to inform you that effective September 19th, 2022, I will be resigning from my position as code enforcer. I am grateful for the opportunities and experiences that I've had during my time working for the Village of Ravena. all the best to all of you in the future. Sincerely, Ron Holman. And I would accept that with regret. Ron was, when I first started 9 years ago, Ron was here then. I'm not sure how long prior to that.
A while.
But he'd been, yeah, he was a
He's been
fixture,
here quite
you
a
know.
while.
And it's not an easy job, because usually you're gonna make somebody mad, but Ron had a very fair disposition, and he was really good at it. So we will miss him, but we hope he enjoys his now official retirement, and he can take it easy. I motion we accept that.
I'll second that, along with saying thank you to Ron for your many, 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 many years of service, and for all the aggravation you've had to put up with from possibly some residents and some of your coworkers, Joe Burr. But thank you, Ron, for everything you've done for us.
And he might be eligible for sainthood with dealing with Mr. Burns. Along those lines, we haven't officially, we haven't officially posted it out there, but we are going to be looking for a part-time code enforcer. Just to put it out there in the public, you know, if you know anybody that you think that might be it's a part-time gig, but it's something that we take seriously, and we'd like to take it even a little more seriously and kind of keep Village on the right track. So if you know anybody may be interested, or yourself, contact me or the village or any trustees.
And what is it, like 8 hours a week, and you pretty much can make your own hours, right?
Yeah, it's flexible schedule, and you know, it's definitely, you're not going to get rich, but you're going to help keep your community nice, so it's a rewarding.
We have a great car for them to use.
You get to ride in a classic Dodge Neon, which there are very few left on the road, so it could be a good gig. All right. Nancy, if you want to roll right into that, I think now would be
This is
the time.
Savannah.
Hi.
So can you just come up and tell us, they have copies of
Is everybody?
this.
Oh, perfect, because I printed multiple.
Okay.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
My name is Savannah Ballou. I have lived in Ravena my whole life. I contacted Mrs. Warner this morning. 2 days ago, Hurricane Fiona hit Puerto Rico pretty badly. I have family there, family friends there, and just, it's all heartbreaking. And it brings me back to in 2017 with Hurricane Maria. I did not have as many resources as I do now to start a supply drive like this. But when it happened, just 3 days prior, my grandfather passed away, and then Hurricane Maria hit, excuse me, and my family, you know, still there. So between that and the hurricane hitting, just dancing with each other, I'm sorry,
It's been a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I just want to help. My only goal is to just help, whether it's here in town, in Albany County, or even if I gotta help in Puerto Rico, whatever. So I want to, if possible, put together a relief donation, multiple boxes in multiple areas around the village. I've already contacted Shop and Save. I sent an email to Superintendent Bailey, excuse me. I also contacted the library, so I am waiting for responses. It's just for 2 weeks. I would go to the boxes every few days to clear them, ship them out. My goal is to send at least one to a shelter, one to a hospital, one to a school, and one to a family that can distribute with, you know, within their parameter. I don't know the correct. But that is something I would like to do. It's something that I have not been able to do, but always wanted to do. Again, whether if it was a food drive for here, or because of how much has happened with Hurricane Fiona in just the last 2 days, I really want to do something to help this time. And with the community as great as it is, and even like I have my boy who goes to Peterby, I am seeking and hoping for help from you guys and from the village in hopes that maybe this can come about. I'm sorry, I'm very bad at.
Yeah, no, you're doing perfect, and I can say, sold, yeah. We'll gladly, I don't know if you have a source for boxes, but my first thought was maybe Blessingdale's has a lot of furniture, so they have big boxes.
My fiance, he works at a company that always has things coming in
Perfect.
and out with boxes.
Yeah, feel free, you can bring it here, we'll set it up, we'll promote it on our website, I'll put it on my Facebook, we'll get it out there. If you have a smaller box, I would love to take one at the Halfway House Tavern down the street, we'll put one there, I'll hit my customers up, and we'll make this happen, for sure.
And you've listed here some of the things that you're looking to collect, anywhere from just small things to, maybe some larger items. And like you said, we'll put it on, and this way people will know what you're looking for. You are not the only family in our village that has family in Puerto Rico. So I think this is great not only for your family, but anybody else that we can touch. So I'm really glad you reached out. Get your box here. The office is open 8:30 to 4. I know you don't get home till late.
I can do it in the morning after I bring my son to the child care program.
Or you can shoot me an email, and we can make sure that the maintenance guy has the door open, and we'll put it right here,
Yeah,
and people can
absolutely.
just come in and drop it.
Okay, thank you. There is a typo on this underneath the heart, so I have the actual one printed because I noticed
Okay.
it after.
Okay.
No problem.
But okay.
Is there a way, just a question, that we can give monetarily too? Are you doing that kind of money?
Oh, I wasn't thinking that only because I don't know how to go about with
Okay.
money, but if anybody knows how to set something up like that and would like to help me, absolutely. If not, I'm totally okay with just the boxes.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No,
It makes
that's
me
fine,
so
that's
happy.
fine. I think this is great. There's, like I said, there's all sorts of price marks here that people can help with.
Oh, yeah, lots of stuff.
And there's a lot of different businesses, like, within the village still that I know would love to help you, so make sure that you
I'm
visit.
sure Shop and Save is probably one
Rail
of
to
them.
River, the port, Rail to River, I mean, there's probably many places
Yeah,
that
I mean,
would-
it's too bad that we only got 2 weeks. Is there any reason why you're stopping on October 8th?
I just wasn't sure what.
Okay, so if the response is good, then you would continue. Okay,
All right, good to know.
perfect. What have you got for us?
You want to bring them up?
Just this one.
Yeah, bring it up.
Just the typo fixed.
See, and you made it just in time. She said, how long are you going to be there? I'm like, oh, maybe.
I don't know. Thank you.
So that's the good one? Okay.
I'll see if I can find out about the money situation for you. I'm not positive about
Sometimes
that.
banks will open an account.
That we could donate right to the bank
Right,
through her.
and then they would, she'd
I would,
have access.
I would talk to the Bank of Cooksaki.
Yes.
Because they did, when Tim and Christie's Diner had a fire, they opened up a special account where you could go and bring donations.
Yes.
So that way it's always better to run it through an organization like that. That way, nobody can ever say anything, you know? But talk to Glenda, she's the manager up there, I'm sure she'd be more than happy to help you.
And then you can take that money and buy whatever maybe you're missing that people haven't given you.
And if you do that, we'll definitely make that known as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Just let us know.
Yes.
And her email's on here, so if
Yes.
any of you have
Okay.
questions.
And I emailed Mrs. Warner, my cell phone number as well, which I'm sure she can give that out, or anyone can email me as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. It's very
Thanks,
kind.
Savannah.
I'm
We'll
glad
look,
you're-
we'll look
It's nice to
forward.
see
And,
this in
sorry again for your loss.
today's world. Very
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you. I just
I
want
know.
to help. That's all. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, we've got, just wanted to mention an upcoming meeting. Planning Zoning Board of Appeals is 9/26/22, 7 o'clock here at Village Hall. And as of today, there are no applications before them. And my last thing for tonight is we are doing a fun little contest. And it's called the Village of Ravena Spooky Scarecrow Contest. I've got to give credit, otherwise I'll be in a lot of trouble. My mom brought this to this was her idea. And she said, you make sure you let them know it was, can hear her saying it. So what we're doing is, the village has been awesome. Everybody decorates for Christmas, and we have the light contest. So this year we are hoping to make your best scary or funny, creative scarecrow right in your own front yard. And this reads, don't hold back, really go all out. 1, 2, 6 of them sitting around playing poker around the table, whatever you want to do. But there's a couple local farms. You have Farmer John on 9W, and you have X over the hill. They've got all the straw and pumpkins and anything you might need to make this happen. But we thought this was a good contest because a lot of times with the Christmas contests, you've got to have pretty deep pockets to buy all the lights, and it's a commitment. Where this is more, you got some old clothes laying around, you can, you and the kids, or even if you're just a grown-up, it's fine. You have a good time with it and have some fun. And I thought it would make the village look kind of festive for fall. So leave it up throughout the month of October. And on November 1st, we're going to announce the winners, and it's $100 gift card for first place, $75 for second, and $50 for third. And they'll be at local, probably, we usually work with Shop and Save, but maybe some other places. We haven't figured that out yet. We're kind of just putting it together on the fly, but I'll have it out there. Again, it'll be advertised all over.
Yeah, so share it away so that,
Yeah, I think it's something fun for
and we'll be
everybody.
driving around probably, just prior to, we'll do it like
November,
Halloween weekend.
Yeah, we'll probably. Yep.
Okay.
So that's, a little something fun to do. And that's all I got. Linda, what do you got?
Yeah,
Anything?
I have a couple things. The RCS Community Library will be having a chicken barbecue on October 4th, 4 till they're sold out, and it's $15. That will be posted on our site and on our Facebook. And also September 30th at 4 o'clock, the Congregational Christian Church right here on the corner is having another chicken barbecue for $15. And they're asking to pre-order the tickets. So that, again, that information will be posted.
But where is theirs located?
Congregational,
No.
Route 9W and 101. That's where the church is. Yep, so perfect. That's all I got.
All right.
Sure can.
Nancy, you want to pay
I
some
got-
bills?
Yes, I make a motion that we pay the audited bills for abstract 4-2-22, voucher numbers 4-48 to 4-84 in the amount of $117,562.13.
I'll second that.
Yes.
Just two quick things. On the website, the office has now added the alcohol permits. There is an application there, so if you are going to have I know the season's a little over now, but people are still going to be using the park, and we've updated it. So if you're going to have alcohol in the park or would like to, fill out this application, bring it in when you reserve the pavilion, and then it will be approved by the Town of Queens Police Chief. I believe you have to include a copy of your license. So that's something new. And a quick reminder that I've spoken with the chief and some of the residents about the infamous ducks. The chief has assured me that anyone who witnesses the illegal duck feeding, and if they are willing to sign a statement with date, time, and the address, they are more than happy to take those complaints and follow through and issue tickets. So please, you must do it. Don't call me, don't call Linda, don't call Chris, don't call Bill. If you witness it, you have to make the call, you have to be the one to sign the complaint. So please, we've got this moving forward now in a smoother path. Make those calls, please, to the non-emergency number 756-2059 and report it.
Yeah, we did our job. We got the law passed.
Yep.
So now we needed your help as residents.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I'd just like to reiterate too, just on the record, there is no truck traffic allowed on Mountain Road. I noticed, it's been brought to my attention, it's been kind of creeping back. It's local deliveries only, it's not a cut-through. Signs are clearly posted, and we're gonna, again, ask the police to kind of keep an eye on this because it's been occurring more and more. And I really want to get the word out because we are gonna be paving it freshly next year, and I don't need that street ruined by large vehicles that don't have to be on that street.
Have they said if they're local vehicles or not?
Some are and some aren't, and I'm gonna reach out to a couple of the local companies that were mentioned, and, hopefully, it's just so it's a
Reminder.
quarter mile up the road, just you gotta take the proper state-maintained road that's designed for those trucks, not our side streets. So, just wanted to put that out there. And that is all I have, so if we're good, I motion we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Yes.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here, Bill. I got you, Bill, right here.
My daughter's a fifth grade teacher,
I got you.
and
You can come up.
I'm gonna
We want to talk to you.
have her do a little